Hey, we're here in Alameda. I'm here with Patricia Garfield and Dianne Murray. These were the first two women to do the double-handed Transpac race. That's from Southern California to Hawaii, and I heard when they got there, they immediately turned around and sailed back again. So, if you're ready for an interview, here we go. What made you go on this Transpac race? What got you into all this sailboat racing?
In fact, it all started with the dream to go cruising. And then one day it occurred to me that I had never been offshore and that maybe it would be a good idea to try some offshore sailing before I committed to a round-the-world cruise. So we discussed it, and Dianne's my mentor and my sailing instructor.
Hey, Captain!
We thought that maybe doing it with 80 other boats and going to Hawaii might be a good plan.
So that's all it took?
That's all it took.
You got the bug. Now, Dianne, you're a sailing instructor, and you've had lots of ocean racing experience. You actually motivated your friend here to do this. You put together the women's team. That's outstanding. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I had only done it crewed before with like 8 or 9 people on board, and return boats with 5 or 6 people on board. So she says, well, why couldn't we do it? So I didn't want to say, well, I guess we couldn't do it, but so we continued on from there, and then we found out that we were the first 2 women that were going to make history in this 100-year anniversary of this race. And so then the pressure seemed like it was on, but our whole goal was just to get there and to be safe and have fun.
So rumor has it you guys almost missed the start? What was that all about?
As we left Rainbow Harbor, they would fire off a gun and announce, each boat as it was leaving. And as the gun fired, my little puppy, Sashi, unbeknownst to me, took off. I get a call from my brother saying that my dog is gone and nobody can find her. And my dog is is my child. And so we turned the boat around, and I just could not go to sea for 2 weeks, and knowing that my dog was gone. So we turned around and came back, and so sure enough, they found her, and we redlined it all the way to the start just in time to check in, turn around, hoist the sails, and be the first off the line.
Thank goodness for the ground support crew.
Exactly, it takes a team.
Okay, Pat, now I hear you're quite the successful businesswoman. Now, you are owner of the Catalina yacht dealership in San Francisco.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I purchased this dealership about 8 years ago, and prior to that I was in the medical industry, VP of worldwide marketing. And I wanted a real boat that I could go cruising on, so I went to the show and saw the Catalina 470 and fell in love with it. And at the time they didn't have a slip available for me, so they allowed me to keep the boat at the dealership where I bought it, Farallon Yachts. And so a couple of nights a week, because it was a new boat and it was something fun, I would come down, stay the night on the boat. And in the morning I'd get up and I'd put my little suit on and my little cotton shirt and high heels and nylons, and I'd get off the boat, and all around me would be salespeople with nice tans, bright-eyed. They'd be in their play clothes and didn't look like they had any stress like I did going off to work at early in the morning. And every day that this happened, it made me feel more and more like I ought to be doing something different. So I went to the owner of Farallon Yachts and said, have you ever thought about selling your business? And he said, you caught me on a good day. And but I had a gut feeling that this was where my heart and soul was.
And I'll add to that now, I also heard that this is #1 dealership in the world. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, it is. Thank you. Just last year was our...
Congratulations to you.
Thanks.
Okay, so 6,000 miles total round trip here. And what do we have? We have 28 days at sea, is that right? That's an incredible journey.
It was, we had our shakedown to prepare ourselves for the Transpac was from here to Long Beach, and then we did the race Long Beach to Honolulu, and then we sailed around the islands a bit, and then we had 17 days coming back to San Francisco. And we're still speaking.
We're better friends than ever.
Better friends than ever.
So Pat and Dianne, I've sailed to Hawaii a number of times, 9 times to be exact, on several different boats, and gosh, look at all the creature comforts here. I'm used to dehydrated food, we're trying to keep everything ultralight, pipe bursts, hardly anything down below, and look what you've got here. This would spoil me.
Well, it is, we're not long suffering actually. We didn't intend to suffer too much, and we were, I think, the only people on the Transpac that actually gained weight at the end of the race. We had ice cream every night. My mother did a big batch of chocolate chip homemade cookies for us, and we showered every night.
We're used to just washing our clothes in a bucket of salt water. You guys have a washer dryer on board?
Absolutely. You mean every Transpac boat doesn't have a washer and dryer and water maker? And we laughed at it as some of the guys are boarding the sleds. They have their little bag that they weigh before they go on board. They cut the end of the toothbrush off to save weight, and we've got 3 cases of wine on board. We have an anchor. Oh, we just, we did it a little differently. We were just 2 girls.
So everybody has a story to tell, an adventure. Tell us what happened with you ladies out there.
Probably wasn't an unusual experience, but things happen and they always happen at night. Basically, Patty's position was foredeck on the boat and I was at the helm and the sheet trimmer. So one of the times Patty was at the foredeck and we were getting ready to hoist the halyard for the spinnaker, and it was made supposedly, and I went to pull the halyard and the halyard went up without the sail. And so Patty looked at me and I looked at her, and it was like a vote. Who's going to go up on the boatsman's chair to go to the top of the mast?
We had a crew meeting, actually.
We had a crew meeting, right. And I lost. So, and of course, I'm up there, and then Patty decided she's going to take pictures, and I just wanted to be down. But the funniest thing that happened was really a true test for this boat. Was we were surfing down the 12-foot seas with the spinnaker, and just nice evening ride, and all of a sudden the pole went forward because one of the lines had chafed through, and we did what they call a roundup and broached big time on the side of the swell. And we had forgotten, we had lackadaisy, we left the port open, so we scooped up half the ocean inside the boat. And but the boat rode right back up. It just took us 4 hours to clean everything up, and then we were underway again.
So tell me, 13 days at sea, I mean, you're arriving in the Hawaiian Islands and you can just smell them off in the sunset here or the sunrise. Tell me what's going through your mind as you're coming in.
Well, it was bittersweet because I really didn't want it to finish, but at the same time it was just a feeling that you can't express, because we had worked so hard at getting the boat ready and sailing there and knew that we made it. It almost chokes me up just to think about it right now.
And it was even a little different experience for me in that I was not only foredeck, but I was also the navigator. So had it been Molokai that I saw, it would have been more exhilarating, but as it turned out, it was Maui. So I was just a little off in my navigation, just a slight bit, not that much.
Doesn't sound that bad.
We're going through the Molokai Channel. It's just horrendous seas, big winds, and I'm sitting back there at the helm, and Patty decides that she wants to look pretty at the finish. So she goes down below in this conditions and takes her last shower. So because we knew we were going to cross the finish line at 7 in the morning, and Patty's line is better to look marvelous
than to be marvelous.